guys, how are y'all doing today? Well, Megan finally released her podcast, didn't she? And oh my god, this was such a bore. It was so boring, so boring. And of course, she hit it right out the back with, what do you think? What do you think that first story she told on their podcast, the story of all stories, the one that Megan is famous for? Yes, the famous dish soap story. We're sick of bloody hearing that story. That's all she's got in her little file of stories. And it's been debunked so much. There's no evidence that this even happened. Her father even said that he was the one who was being a great dad to let her, and wanted to give her a bit of confidence. So he made it look like she was the one that got this dish soap commercial changed. But Megan seems to think, out of all the people that wrote into that company, Megan seems to think that her alone was the person, the very person that changed that commercial all by herself. No, it wasn't her with her classmates' help. No. It wasn't anybody else that was writing in and offended that the word woman was in those commercials. No, they had nothing to do with it. It was all Meghan bloody Markle, the bloody saviour and amazing wokeness princess of everything. So here's I've got a couple of clips from the podcast. Here's the trailer. Some of the stuff in this podcast is just, oh my god, made me so angry. But here's the trailer. So I'm going to let you hear too. Because why should I suffer? Why should I suffer and have to listen to her grating voice? I'm going to make you suffer too. So here's the trailer that they released.
And probably the me that they've never gotten to know, certainly not in the past few years, where everything is through the lens of the media, as opposed to, hey, it's me. I'm just excited to be myself and talk and be unfiltered, and yeah, it's fun.
Do you hear her there? The me people have never gotten to know. You didn't stick around that long enough for anyone to get to know you. Plus, and then there's it was certainly not over the last 2 years or few years, whatever the witch said, or only through the lens of the media. She always uses that word, doesn't she? Lens. She's got a vocabulary about, 10 certain buzzwords that's using. Lens is one of them. We've heard you through the media. You're the one that puts out all the bloody stories, you absolute narcissistic witch. The most of the stories that are put out is from your PR agency. We know enough about you. We know so much about you that we probably even know the colour of the knickers you're wearing. I'm sick to death of hearing about you. Sick of it. Every day there's about 4 or 5 new stories that have came from your camp. They have to have came from your camp, because how else would people know intimate details are behind your bloody walls? How would people... Oh my God. We know who you are. We know you've... Oh, next clip.
She seemed to suggest that the term frequently used by her critics is sexist.
This message to me and my classmates was clear. Our futures as young women were limitless. Ambition? Well, that was the whole point. So I don't ever remember personally feeling the negative connotation behind the word ambitious until I started dating my now husband. And apparently ambition is a terrible, terrible thing. For a woman, that is, according to some. So since I felt the negativity behind it, it's really hard to unfeel it. I can't unsee it either in the millions of girls and women who make themselves smaller, so much smaller, on a regular basis. The misconception that if you're an ambitious woman, you have an agenda. You must be calculating, or you're selfish or aggressive, or a climber.
Yeah, Dan Wooten's face there said it all, didn't he? Said it bloody all. Oh my God. Ambitious. She's saying that ambitious is a derogatory word, that it's a bad word. I've never heard that. I've never heard that someone who's ambitious is a derogatory word. No, people assume a social climber, maybe, Megan, grifter. Yeah, we'd say probably ambitious, but with a side of bitch on it. Ambitious. That's what you are. Ambitious, maybe not. And then she always uses that. She used it in the South African interview. Nobody cares about me. My now husband. She used it again. Why does she refer to Harry as her now husband? What? Is she doing that because she's got plans for dumping him in the future? So when she moves on, it's her now. This is my next husband. Her now husband? What? Who refers to their husband as, yeah, this is my now husband? What would... Isn't he just your husband? Bloody now husband. Alright, next clip where she goes into a story that no one's ever heard before. Serena was telling a story about how her daughter had fallen and broke her arm and how she felt guilty about this. And then Megan twisted it round. She twisted it round because all this podcast was about me, and throwing grenades again at the royal family. So she goes on to Serena, I hope I never told you this story. Well, when we were in South Africa, Archie's room had a fire, a heater set on fire, but he wasn't in there. The nanny had him because she was down getting a snack, and and she's like, "Have I never told you the story?" And Serena's like, "No." But all through the podcast, they were talking about how they were such good friends, how they told each other everything, that they were on the phone, constantly sharing everything. Yet she never shared this story. And also, how come the story was... I'll just put the clip and then I'll talk about it.
Go out and do another official engagement. And I said, this doesn't make any sense. Can you just...
Why did you not bring him?
I was like, can you just tell people what happened? And so much, I think, optically, the focus ends up being on how it looks instead of how it feels. And part of the humanizing and the breaking through of these labels and these archetypes and these boxes that we're put into is having some understanding on the human moments behind the scenes that people might not have any awareness of, and to give each other a break. Because we did. We had to leave our baby. And even though we were being moved into another place afterwards, we still had to leave him and go and do another official engagement.
I couldn't have done that. I would have said,
well.
So that was a grenade launched at the royal family, that they had to go out and do these engagements. No. You didn't, Megan. You could have turned round. You're the boss in this situation. You could have turned round and says you didn't want to leave your son. You're the one that chose to go out, and now you're spinning it round to blame the royal family. And also, how come I've never heard this story before? Your now husband, has been on the Dax Shepherd. You were on Oprah, the Me You Can't See. You helped write Bloody Friend and Freebies, but this story's never been told before. You even said to your friend, your close BFF, bosom buddy, Serena, that, oh, have I not told you this story before? No. This is a completely new story, and we know you. If this was a story that you thought that could have affected the royal family, you would have told us on Oprah. Don't BS us. And then there's also the human moments. Isn't every moment in our life human? Do you suddenly stop becoming a human when you go out in public, and then it's just you're back into a human moment, or human turning into a human when you're in secret? Oh, our words make no sense. It's word salad, lens, noise, kindness, all our bloody buzzwords. So, and this podcast is just me. And she's saying words, she says I'm going to break down words like the words bitch. Sorry if there's any kids in the rooms. The words bitch and the words slut. Because that's so bad. I don't understand where they came from. Well, I'll tell you where that kind of word, the word SLUT comes from, Megan. It comes to people that, I don't know, maybe if they've got a boyfriend at home and they're away, I don't know, staying in hotels with Irish guys, and the boyfriend's wondering if they're having affairs with them, you know. That's what I would class maybe, and they possibly are having an affair, an SLUT. Or maybe it's a person who, again, lives with the same boyfriend and invites a prince over to where she lives, and because she's living with her boyfriend, she can't have him, the prince, coming over to her house. That's an SLUT, Megan, in my eyes. But no, you don't understand where that word comes from. Hey, if you're one of them, I can be a BITCH at times. I totally can. And I learn to live with it, love it, and live it. And if you're if you're an SLUT, just embrace it, Megan. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, my dear. That's you shaming. You're shaming now the sex industry. Oh, God. Honestly, this was so boring. And obviously you've got all the Sussex squad thinking this is the most amazing thing in the world, you know. I went over to one of their channels to see what they were saying, and all in the comments, it's all, Princess Megan. They're not calling her Duchess of Sussex anymore. And I even noticed on the podcast, she's not calling herself Duchess of Sussex. She's dropped it. The titles that she uses oh so much, that she loves oh so well, she's not using them. Kind of interesting that, isn't it? It's archetypes with Meghan. Surprised she's not put princess at the beginning there. Well, hey ho. Alright guys, I'm gonna go, and I uploaded the first part of my quiz last night, and it was a music part, and it got blocked. Some people managed to watch it and were totally enjoying it. And about an hour later, it was blocked. So angry. It was a couple of the songs. I got blocked. They said it was for copyright, which I get. But I don't know. I assumed if I just used a couple of seconds of a song, it'd be fine. But obviously not. So that'll be on to the next one. The next one will be general knowledge, and I'll be up in the next few days. But yeah, I love you all so much, and thank you for watching. Bye.